Taking a break from the Silksong craze, let's return to some Fantasy Life I because we finally got some news about the upcoming DLC, which includes a release date and a title. So right over here, you can see that the icon has changed for Fantasy Life I. It now says DLC 1, which is something very important to take note of. The Sinister Broker Bazario's Schemes. So that's going to be the name of the free Update the World DLC that they announced a long time ago by now. Also really important that they say DLC 1 over here because that does mean that they have more DLC planned in the future. At least to me, it seems that way, because why else would you name this DLC 1 if there's not going to be a DLC 2 at least? As for the release date over here, they say the major free DLC launches this December. So we don't have an exact release date yet, but at least we know that it should come out during the winter holiday season, which is a very nice period for games to drop. Most people will have some free time around that period where they can completely devote themselves to this game. Now, some brand new gameplay footage has also been revealed in the latest trailer, so we'll be taking a look at that as well. It is unfortunately in Japanese though. It does not have any subtitles, so I'll just be going over some interesting frames that I found. The first half of this teaser trailer over here is just things that you already know about the game, but then starting right over here at the 45-second mark, we finally get introduced to this new character named Bazario. So this is the purple Dawn merchant that we already got teased as well a while ago. So he has this blue gem over here, which he then turns into a purple one. Pretty interesting over there, and he has kind of like the seal thing going on that might be a little too bright. So he kind of has this seal marker on that you could have seen in the world of Fantasy Life I. I think these are pretty similar to those dark seals that you have to unlock after beating the main story. Then we see Ginormosia over here. This is pretty much only about Ginormosia, the DLC, being transformed into a very dark place, which is going to feature some new monsters over here, like a new NPC, or I think this might be an artifactor or something. I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't know if we are going to get an English video completely dubbed, or if we're gonna get some subtitles for this, because right now it does nothing. There are no subtitles available. So if that does end up being the case, I will make a community post about that. For now though, we're just gonna have to do it with some images, which is also pretty nice to take a look at. There are also a couple of things to take note of right over here. For example, I don't think we have this house decoration in the game. I don't think you can make your house look this way yet. Also, this bridge over here, that is definitely some new stuff. So some pretty cool pirate themed decorations. Then right over here, there's gonna be some new mounts. This, of course, the Tauros mount was already in the game, but these little ones over here, the little cow mounts, we did not have those yet, so that's pretty cool to see. Then right over here, the bottom left, we can see a new outfit, the one that Xerxes, or whatever his name was, has equipped. So that's gonna be a very cool one that you will be able to make yourself, or at least get in some way. And then maybe the coolest one out of all of them, we are finally gonna get more tools and weapons, of course, in the DLC, including this really cool one for the Carpenter Life. That is a badass looking saw with, I believe, also some new clothes on over here. I don't recognize those. Then right over here, we can also see a new enemy. This was not in the game before. A very cool looking one yet again. I'm definitely excited for some new monsters, some new equipment, and I have to say I kind of like the darkness over here in Ginormosia. Maybe a DLC 2 could be focusing more on a light themed version of the Dawn Merchant, who is going to turn this into a holy place of some sorts. Absolutely no idea, but that would be cool, of course. Then right over here, we can just see some more differences. So we have these little gates going on in some places. I don't know if that actually does something or if it's purely aesthetic. We have some purple grass over here, the trees being kind of corrupted. I don't know if this is going to be a permanent state that Ginormosia will be in. I hope that is not the case. I hope that you're going to be able to switch in between the normal version and then this darker version, but I don't know about that. And then the last thing that they show us over here is the new Dawn Merchant, or Bazario, saying something in Japanese, which I will attempt to translate right now. I'm just using the Google Translate app over here, so it might not be the most accurate, but his name over here seems to be Mr. Dark Dawn. In English, that is probably just gonna get translated to Bazario. And then he says, the Nightmare Party is just around the corner. Boom, this is a huge profit. So I don't think he's gonna be an actual bad dude. He's probably just a merchant that is gonna make use of this situation that I do think he created himself, and he just wants to make some money. This over here just says free download content first edition, yet again really emphasizing that this is the first DLC that they're doing. And then of course December 2025 is when this is going to drop. And then we get the cool new icon for Fantasy Life I, which I do think, and I have to admit, looks way cooler than the one in English. I don't know, Japanese just looks cool. Really happy with the DLC 1 that they keep emphasizing. So that is pretty much everything for the video. They also made an X post pretty much saying everything that we know already, but I will be linking everything in the description down below if you want to check it out for yourself. And then lastly, let's just just read this one paragraph that they wrote about the DLC. They literally did not write anything else. This right here is just talking about the base game. So let's take a look. This major DLC is scheduled for release this December alongside the unveiling of a brand new logo. At the heart of the story stands Bazzario, a new character whose unsettling grin appears to conceal countless secrets. As a familiar jewel begins to glow, so that's going to be the blue one that we can also see right over here, the stage shifts to Genermosia, now enveloped in a darker and more ominous atmosphere. Players can look forward to battles against new monsters, the appearance of a mysterious smoke-belching artifact, so that is, I think that is going to be this thing. So this is like the artifact that they're talking about, and the discovery of brand new equipment and mounts. Yeah, we saw a couple of those mounts already. The cool new saw for the carpenter life as well. Dude, I am so excited for more tools. Please stay tuned for the release of the sinister broker Bazzario's schemes. And that is pretty much everything we got over here. Yeah, we can just take a look at the artifact here yet again. These are going to be some not really new monsters, but the cherry trees do look like they are more ominous, like they're more purple than normal. I think their eyes change color as well. But then over here, for example, we do have an entirely new species that we did not yet see before. So quite cool. I'm hoping that they're going to add so many new monsters and equipment to the game, because they're not actually giving us new locations to go to. We can just go to the same location that we have already went to, like, I don't know, for hundreds of hours, some of us. It is cool that they change the place up, like they make it look different, but it is, to be completely honest, just the same Genermosia that you probably already know, which is why I really hope that this DLC is going to offer us a lot of new items and monsters to battle, since there's no actual new locations to go to, at least not as far as we know right now. So that is everything we know for the DLC so far, but I do want to quickly take a look at the Fantasy Life bookstore over here. I'll also link this in the description. This is basically just a place where they put some Fantasy Life magazines. It's kind of funny to take a look at, but I really just want to take a look at this one over here, Achieve Fire Through Side Hustles, because they talk about making money using these stickers in game. This is so funny to me that they probably did watch YouTube videos or read like articles at least about people making insane bank just crafting and selling stickers. This is like so funny. Even those with zero interest in business can achieve FIRE, which is short for Financial Independence Retire Early, by mass producing and selling spider stickers made from yellow paint, desert logs, and silk thread. It's possible to generate enormous profits. I don't know, that's just really funny to me that they acknowledge the fact that the sticker business is completely broken. Right over here in the Art of Fantasy magazine, they also have a cute little thing right here where they say these three paintings in particular are set to evoke powerful waves of nostalgia. So the first one over here is the ship going up to Lunaris in the Fantasy Life 3DS game. The second picture is I think that's Robin, right? That's gonna be Robin looking at, I don't know what exactly, also just a character from the 3DS game. And then finally the third painting over here, I think that is Almagic or Almagic, however you want to pronounce that. So yeah, just some cool nostalgic paintings that I did not see in the game yet, so I probably just missed it, and I'm glad that they point them out right over here, because I'm a big sucker for nostalgia, and seeing these paintings just make me really happy. So that's pretty much it for the Fantasy Life bookstore. I'll link it in the description down below if you want to take a look at these magazines for yourself. They take like 1 to 2 minutes to read through, and it's like a pretty good time. So with that, that is going to be everything about the DLC already. Even though it's not a lot, it is definitely way more than we got the past couple of months. We finally have a release date, at least like a general release date. We know that it's going to launch this December, and we also have a title. And actually the most important thing maybe is that we know that this is going to be DLC 1, so there's definitely gonna be more DLC for Fantasy Life I. So with that, if you watched all the way up until the end of the video right over here, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you are looking forward to the most in the upcoming DLC, and leave a guess down below about whether you think this is going to release later or sooner than December 21st. I personally think that it's going to be later, but I would love to be proven wrong. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff just like this, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Almost 20% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so thank you so much to everyone who did so already. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, later. Bye.